Wait, these different sprites for the different colors. Oh my god, this sucks. I don't even need to do get component on transform. Oh my god. I put this on the Play Store. Do you know this wasn't even in Git? So it's been a while since I made a video, but I found an old project. It's called Zig. It's a game that I made that's basically the Geometry Dash flying thing, and I managed to find it and restore it to the final update that I could ever release on Google Play. I thought it would be fun if we restored and added new features and optimized the code base of Zig. But before I can even do that, I figured I would go and react to the top quality code that I'm sure is in this code base. I had a little peek about what the code was like because the project actually, it compiled, but there was lots of null references. I had to go and get the game in a playable state, so it was like we had left it as its final update. But yeah, the game is here. It functions. You can play it. It's really a quality game. A lot of these projects tend to be copy and paste, right? You watch a tutorial. So the tutorial I watched was from a YouTuber called Games Plus James, or Games with James or something like that. And I basically copied all of his object pooling code and all of his endless sort of runner code that he put online. I watched the tutorials to try and understand it, but I had no idea what any of it did. So I've started working on a little like to-do list. I've actually added some things that I need to do in this to-do list. And I'm sure that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as we explore this code base. First of all, this structure is just not great. There is just stuff everywhere. Look, we've got the ad manager, camera tracker, all these classes inside of just the assets folder. Really, they need to be in scripts. All right. So first things first, what is wrong with the naming conventions? I mean, look, we've got camel case here, and then here we've got, wait, these different sprites for the different colors. Oh no, this is so bad. Oh my god, this sucks. Right, is it possible? Can I serialize to my own? Does it have to be a string? Ah, right, okay. So I could convert it to an int. I can see why I might have did what I did at the time. Basically, this color should be an enum to start with instead of raw strings, and they're magic strings as well, so it's not even like I've got like a colors key class or something like that. They're just strings in the code that I have to get right everywhere, otherwise it doesn't work. But this should be an enum. It should just be an enum. I was thinking I'm gonna just jerry rig this all together, and I cannot believe that I've got different sprites for the different colors. I mean, I know I have them because the game, I can select them. So these are individual sprites. They're not just recolored. Boxes, please work. Oh my god. Oh, I did actually do that. They were in menu assets for some reason, even though that's actually the player. Okay, so we've got the good old if Boolean equals Boolean. Whereas nowadays, I would just do that, because this is already a Boolean. That's why Rider is actually unhighlighting this, because it's telling us we don't need its redundancy. Redundant comparison, we don't need it. Why would you compare a Boolean to a Boolean? The only way you'd want to do that is if you had a list and you're doing your null coalescing. So this is basically check and see if any items are in the any items exist in the list. And if it does not equal true, that means it equals false or null, which means we want to handle the fact that it doesn't have items in the list. But you can't even do it in Unity. You can't even do it in this version of Unity. This project's so old. This version of Unity is 2018. Here we've got another fantastic thing where we are actually getting the component each frame. Now, if you don't know about get component, it's actually not very good to get component each frame. Instead, you'd want to store a reference to the transform, which I think even in this case, I've already got access to it. I don't even need to do get component on transform. Oh my god. I put this on the Play Store. I had people downloading it. There's a video on YouTube of someone playing it. So it's obviously hands-on in the collision too as well. We're referencing the game manager. That is just not very good practice. This is before I discovered events and the observer pattern. I would just have everything reference each other and try and daisy chain things around, and it was just so bad, obviously. So what this is it's a manager for your settings, as you would guess. It is an instance rather than like a static class, because I didn't know what a static class was. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to load this instance in every scene, or do the do not destroy thing, but I don't think I did that very well. I didn't know how to do it at the time either. Instead of accessing like the properties for... Why is that float? Like, this is just bad. This is every single frame. I need to figure out how to like measure the performance of this game so I can see what sort of gains I'm getting just by changing everything from in update to actually using reference instances and storing it as a variable instead. It ran pretty well on my phone at the time, but it's just poor code. So really, this pause menu needs like a quitting event where we fire like an event to say, hey, we're quitting now, and then everything else that needs to run stuff when we quit will subscribe to that event and listen for when this class, the pause menu, fires the quitting event, and then we can go and turn off the background music or delete the player or whatever we want to do. Camera pulsing. Is this what I was going to try to do when I think I didn't have the skills to write the code to have the flashing in the background, so I actually hand animated every level. I even animated the progress bar because I couldn't figure out how to get from 0 to 100% between two values at the time. I didn't know that you could do it. It's actually a miracle that I was able to make this game. Okay, what else have we got? Death sound is responsible for playing a death sound when we collide with something. Interesting. That's not bad either. It's just naming convention really upsets me because now I'm all about Pascal case. I'm really invested in the .NET ecosystem and the C# syntax and all sorts of stuff. So node endless. We're finding the game manager. We're getting the component fading. Then we're starting. Oh, wait, this is the coroutine. Play game. Okay, level 1, level... Oh, okay, all right, I get it. Game manager has the trails for the player. For some reason, has died endless. So there's 2 booleans here for when you die in a level or when you die in endless mode. Wait, these aren't used. All right, maybe we're okay. Maybe we're okay. I could actually get rid of all that and be absolutely fine. That makes me feel a little bit better that I didn't commit to that atrocity. Look, this is what I mean. We're getting our player prefs again to determine whether our settings need to be applied or not. But really, we need just a settings static class, is what I would personally use, that we just access the is sound or is using sound or is using tap controls or whatever, and you apply your thing here to whatever you need to do, but not using the player prefs. Look, our floats to 1. That has got to be an int. For starters, if it's gonna be anything, I mean, I personally probably wouldn't even use player prefs. I would be serializing my own like JSON class or something like that. Restart game and restart level are 2 separate. Right, wait. So there is 2 things, one for the endless and one for the non-endless. This is the restarting of the level by the looks of it, and then we've got the restarting of the endless up here. This is insane. There's 2 pieces of code doing fundamentally the same thing. That's just crazy. Update if it's paused. Oh, see, look, we're calling this every single time. This is such bad practice. We don't need to be calling this every frame. We just need to subscribe to an event that toggles if it's paused or not. Why am I doing this? I mean, this is the pause menu. I don't even need to. This just needs to be methods to toggle on or off. It doesn't need to be in an update. This happens every frame in this pause menu. We are trying to find the game object pause button, and then we are trying to set active false. This iterates through every object in the scene until it finds the object with the tag player. And then we need to go and get the component as well. This just needs to be a reference to the player or the player's sprite. This is stressing me out. This is supposed to be a bit of fun, and instead I'm stressed out. I did actually start recreating this. Hey! Oh god, this version of Unity just looks infinitely better. Oh, wait. This one also doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why am I so garbage? Yeah, okay. So this is the main menu for Zig, the one that I actually ended up releasing. And as you can see, there's like, it just sort of toggles. And then I added a lot of flair. So already you could see that I was a bit of a better game designer. I call it Quantum Space Drifter instead. And the idea was, instead of... Because Zig's not really a real game. The problem with Zig is that you're just flying through cubes, and it doesn't really make much sense. So I wanted to try and make it more like you're flying through space. It's like an asteroid belt or whatever, and you're dodging the asteroid. This is the version of Zig that I care about. This is my baby. This is my legacy. Oh god, if it was my legacy, I think I'd rather just stop being a developer. But yeah, this was Zig. I am gonna start figuring out what I need to do to try and get this into like a more optimized state. I mean, if you want to see the code base for Quantum Space Drifter, let me know. Anyway, yeah, that was me reacting to my Zig code base. And I saw a little bit of Quantum Space Drifter as well. But yeah, no, thanks for watching. If you watched this video, if you watched all the way to the end, that's great. That's pretty cool. And I will probably maybe upload another video of me going through the code base and trying to optimize it and stuff. See where I get. I mean, it's going to be weeks and weeks of rewriting code. So maybe I'll live stream it. Who knows?